Everybody can hear me, right? Usually not a problem. My name is TJ, and I am one of the proud co-founders of GOAT USA. Let's clap it up for that. We're going to start here. This talk's going to start with a huge round of applause for everybody who got me here today. Let's thank the PTA, principal, all your teachers, parents, and most importantly, yourselves. So, all right. So, it's really an honor to be up here today and share my story of what it takes to start something. For me, happened to be GOAT USA. But I love coming here because I want everybody to understand what it really takes. Because today, everybody is on social media and you see the end product. And it's like, oh, wow, this guy's got it all. This guy's crushing it. Well, do you know what it took to get there? Because there is a story that you're not seeing on social media that's so important to be told. So I'm coming here today to tell you how it is, what it's going to take, the type of sacrifice, the determination, not having a life. That's what it takes. And all that hard work and things that you don't want to do one day could lead to this. Starting your own brand, business, whatever you may want to do. So, all right, we start with the 3 rules. And these are 3 rules that I got taught at an early age, and I still apply them to my life today. Rule number 1, and since we're in the high school, we can be a little bit more open about it, and we can say it's a corny rule. But guess what? I'm still living it by it today. Treat others how you would like to be treated. It is seriously the golden rule. You will see in my story of meeting Dylan and Richie, my 2 business partners. I met them when I was your age, actually younger. I met them in 8th grade. My school didn't have football. Their school didn't have lacrosse. I ended up going to Carl Place, which was 10 minutes away from my school, and I met these 2 guys, and I promise you, if I was mean to them, do you think they'd be friends with me years later and want to start a business? No. So I didn't know at the time that these guys are eventually going to be my business partners, but I went to a different school. I treated them with respect. We ended up becoming pretty good friends, and then we went to college together. So you never know how someone that you meet today could affect you tomorrow. So treat everybody with respect. That's how you want to be treated. It really is the golden rule. All right. Rules number 2 and 3 get more into my Italian ways. I'm a little Italian if you can't tell. So, number 2, wake up early and stay active. It really is important. My whole life, I've been waking up at 6 a.m. and getting the day started. I would go to my friend's house in elementary school in the morning. We'd play video games. Then we would go to school. I was doing this in middle school, high school. In college, I was the guy who set my classes early at 8 o'clock so then I could go work at 3 o'clock. Wow, big loser I am, right? No, look at me here today and what I'm doing. And that is not to be bragging. It's to tell you that these things that you don't want to do will pay off. So wake up early, stay active, be involved in the community, sign up for sports teams, whatever it may be. So you're constantly engaging, talking with people. Everything I've learned, not everything, but most things that I've learned in my life have been learned by doing. So how do you do things? You sign yourself up for things. Simple as that. So stay active, wake up early. A little bit more to that is, I promise you, my friends after college that slept until 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock, they're not doing well today. The ones that woke up early, got a job, and did things, they're doing very well. So that's rule number 2. Rule number 3, my dad's favorite, get a job. Yeah, it's funny, I know. I laughed at it too when my dad told me that. But guess what? Trust me, same reaction when I was first told that. That's what I did too. I've worked 15 different jobs before I started GOAT USA. Do you think those 15 different jobs, I liked them? No, I hated most of them. But guess what? I woke up every single day early, smile on my face, and gave it everything I had while I was working these jobs. And one job led to the next job, and one job led to the next job. And then one day I said to myself, I'm done working for people. I'm going to start something on my own. But guess what? I didn't even know what I was signing myself up for. What do you think it's like managing X amount of employees? Well, let me tell you, through my 15 different bosses, I knew what to say. I knew what not to say. I knew how to treat people with respect and to get the best out of them. Those are all things that I learned from working jobs. It prepared me for this moment, and I'm still learning every single day. I do not know it all, but I'm very grateful that I worked all those jobs that I didn't want to work, and it put me in a position to be successful. So those are my 3 rules. Take them, apply them to your life today. I promise you, when you're my age, you will be very, very happy that you did those things. When you're at your age, trust me, I get it. I was you. You're like, what am I doing? It's fine. Fair to think that way. All right, so those are the 3 rules. Let's get into my life of how this all starts and what it really took to get this GOAT USA started. So who knows GOAT USA? All right, beautiful. We like that. That's great. So GOAT USA today, that's great to hear that everybody, a lot of people know what our brand is. Trust me, in 2016 when we started this, nobody knew what we were. But it was a lot of hard work, effort, determination, sacrifice, which has now led to everybody knowing what the brand is. So we're going to take this back to the early days. When I was in, I would say first grade, I was in when this happened. So all right, I'm in first grade, and I'll never forget, showdown cards were the big thing. Anybody know what those are? No, all right. Well, they're like trading cards with baseball, and we'd play this whole game with them. I wanted Pedro Martinez, Barry Bonds, all the best players. But the packs cost $3 a pack. And I'm like, Dad, you got to buy me. I need Barry Bonds in my lineup. You know what my dad said to me? He goes, no. I'm not going to just give you money. You need to get a job and learn how to make money and buy your own showdown cards. So this is what my dad's telling me in first grade. Dad, what should I do? I'm in first grade. I can't get a job. He goes, I'll give you your first job. Listen to this. This is pretty funny. My dad used to come home with 100 envelopes, and I would put an envelope in an envelope. How crazy. That's what I was doing. I used to call it stuffing envelopes. And the reason why he did that was because then when he mailed them out to one of his clients, the return envelope was already inside. So I was doing that. My parents are watching American Idol, Desperate Housewives. I'm sitting down there with 100 envelopes, putting an envelope in an envelope. Guess how much I got paid? $5 a box. A box would take me 2 hours. So if you did the math and you figure out what that is per an hour, I'm making $2.50 an hour. You know what that's called? Underpaid. But see, even though I was underpaid, what's 5 times 5? I was the man in elementary school with $25 in my pocket. I used to put $9 in showdown cards, have $14 left over, and I would be in the cafeteria buying chocolate chip cookies for all the boys. That's what I was doing in first and second grade. I was making my own money, I was hooking up the boys, and I was able to support myself. That's what I'm doing in first and second grade. I didn't know it at the time, but that feeling I got inside of me was the best feeling ever. I'm telling you, being able to make money on your own and support others, you feel invincible. You feel like I can do anything. I support my own life. I got all this going for me, and I can hook up other people. It was the best feeling in my life and nothing that I ever wanted to give up. So I learned that at an early age. I'm stuffing my envelopes, did that for about 2 years, and then guess what happens? Because it's probably going to happen to a lot of people in this room. A machine takes my job. Yes, it does. They buy automatic envelope stuffer that does it. I lose my job. My dad's like, nah, we don't need to do this anymore. I'm like, Dad, I need another job. You got to help me. What do you got for me? He goes, TJ, I got you your first job. I'm not going to do it again. You need to learn how to do work on your own. Dad, what does that mean? I need to learn how to do work on my own. I want you to go into the town and go knock on every business's door and ask them for a job. This is what my dad's telling me in 3rd grade. What did I think my dad was? Crazy. I was like, Dad, you're nuts. You want me to just walk up to someone's door and go ask them something? This guy with such a straight face was like, yeah, what's the problem? I'm like, all right, I guess I'll do it. I'll listen to you. I remember I go into the town. I knocked on Frantoni's, which is the pizzeria. Hey, how's it going? Can I get a job? No, you're too young. All right. I'll go to John's Variety, the gift shop. Hey, how's it going? Can I get a job? Nope, don't have one available. I ended up getting to the very end, and there's a doctor's office. And I knocked on the door after 10 businesses I went to, and I'm defeated at this point, and I'm like, all right, let's just see what this last one is. And they go, hey, how's it going? I'm TJ. I'm looking for a job. This sweet older lady looks up at me. She's like, oh, my God, TJ. She probably didn't call me by name, but she's like, we are looking for work. I'm like, oh, my God, this is great. How would you like to work Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 6 to 9 o'clock? This is what I need you to do. She literally brings me to a drawer, and she's like, all you got to do is pull out the name. You come walk to this cabinet. You find the letter. You file it away. That's what I need to do? I'm a pro at moving paper. I got you. When can I start? And that was my 2nd job ever. I finally started working. I made like $10 an hour. That's what minimum wage was. And I was doing this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, all from 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, working at this doctor's office. I would play sports. I would hang out with the boys. I'd be playing video games. I'm still doing everything that you guys are doing today. But the difference was, once 6 o'clock came around, yo, boys, I'm out. I got to go to work. Went to work, made my own money, and that's what I was doing. So I did that all throughout middle school, and then you get to high school. And I finally realized, hey, listen, 5, 6 years of moving paper, this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. Did you hear that? 5, 6 years, not 5, 6 days, 5, 6 years of doing something to realize, I realized earlier, but I put in the work, and then I was ready to go do something on my own. So now I'm in high school. I'm thinking to myself, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? Oh, I'm going to go be a football player. My dad's like, dude, you're not going to be a football player, but maybe you can get into coaching. Sounds great. Let's do it. How do I do this? Just do what you always done, TJ. Just go knock on a door and ask someone. You know what? I will do that because that has worked in the past. Next thing you know is I got a cell phone. I started calling people that I would train with. I was like, hey, how's it going? Can you do you need an extra hand? I could set up the field for you, whatever you need me to do. I started shadowing coaches all throughout high school, baseball, football, and basketball. Guess how much I got paid? $0. Exactly. That's how much I got paid. $0. But I'm sitting there saying to myself, this is ridiculous that I'm doing this for no money, but I'm learning so much. It's got to pay off one day. If I'm going to go be the next Bill Belichick, I got to start learning now. So that's what I'm doing. But also, I'm so mad that I'm not making money. How else could I make money? Well, you know what? Let me just start picking up side jobs that I can make money. And that's all I did across my town. If there was ever a snowstorm, TJ Snow Plowing Service was there at your door, shoveling out your driveway and doing your walkway. You had leaves. You needed me to stack firewood. TJ's there, putting everything together, doing the hard work, making money on the side. That's what I did all throughout high school. And I did what you're doing today. I still had a life. I still played my sports. I was going to school, hanging out with everybody. But there was always a time that I had to say, hey, I can't be here anymore. I got to go work. So this is what I'm doing my whole life. I'm hanging out and working, hanging out and working, hanging out and working. And that's exactly what I do today. But, but it was some of the best experience and lessons that I could have ever had. It taught me that I can constantly move. I can constantly go. I'm never tired. It's all a mindset. You're only tired when you say, I'm tired. If you constantly are on the go and always having this energy, I promise you, you could keep going. I promise you that. And I'll share stories about everything we did throughout GOAT USA that was constantly going. So this is what I'm doing all throughout elementary, middle school, getting into high school, and then it's college time. So what grade are we in here? 11th and 12th. All right, so you're perfect age. You're starting to figure out what colleges you want to go to, right? And listen, I had 80% of my friends go to college, and I would say 50% of that 80% is doing all right today. The other 20% that didn't go to college is doing absolutely unbelievable. They went right out of high school and started working right away, and those are my friends that own houses. So there's nothing wrong that if you don't think college is the best direction for you, you can go take these lessons, go get a job, and still end up doing very well for yourself. So I ended up going to SUNY Cortland. Anybody hear of it? So SUNY Cortland. Why did I pick SUNY Cortland? Because it was a good sports school. A lot of teachers came from there, but I specifically wanted to get into coaching. So I'm going to go to SUNY Cortland, and I'm going to go keep learning to become the next football coach. On my second day of college, guess what I did? I dropped out. No, but I have a story that will be close to that. But I didn't drop out. Instead of all my friends that are going there and they're like, yo, I just got into college, I'm going to go party. I'm going to go make new friends. You know what I did? I knocked on the head football coach of Cortland's door and asked him if he had a job for me. So I'll never forget. I'm walking in to go play basketball into the sports center. I tell my friends, yo, I have to go knock on this guy's door. I got to try to go be a football coach. So they're like, all right, TJ, go do whatever you got to do. I go over there. I knock on this guy's door. Coach McNeil's sitting there. He's like, who is this loudmouth screaming at me? And I'm like, yo, Coach McNeil, how's it going? My name's TJ. I've been shadowing coaches for the last several years. I just got into SUNY Cortland. I'm a freshman here. Do you have any coaching jobs for me? Light bulb goes off. He goes, son, how would you like to be a volunteer coach? That's exactly what I want to hear, right? No. But guess what? When can I start? And I started working as a volunteer football coach for 3.5 years at SUNY Cortland. Every single day, Monday through Friday, I would go to the fields at 2:30. I would set them up. After the practice was done, I would clean everything up. There was things I was doing throughout practice too, usually being like a freaking body bag. But I would finish football practice, and then we would go into the room, and we'd go cut up the film for the players. That's where I learned everything about media and cutting up film and stuff. And at the time, I had no idea how that's going to pay off, but it leads to videos like this and being able to piece them together and stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing, and then I'm getting back to school, my dorm room around 9, 10 o'clock, and I'm doing it all again. On the weekends, I'm on a bus going to Brockport, wherever it may be, upstate New York. We didn't really get into Jersey because it was upstate New York. And I'm giving up my weekends, sacrificing while my friends are out there partying to try to be a football coach. So that's what I'm doing all throughout college for 3.5 years. And this is where it gets fun, my life. 3.5 years into doing this, something hits me. And I'm like, I don't know if this is really for me. Do I really want to be a football coach? Everybody I talk to, for them to go be at their grand finale stage and be an NFL coach, they're like 50 years old. I'm only 21 years old. I'm going to have to do this for another whatever years it is, 29 years, to finally get where I want to be? I don't want to do this. No way. What do I want to do? TJ, everybody always said, oh, you're so funny, you're great, you're going to be famous one day. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I can be an actor. True story. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to be an actor. But if I'm going to be an actor, I'm going to write my own screenplays. In 2 months, I must have read 20 screenplays online. I then learned how to write screenplays on my own, Hollywood-type screenplays, all because I was determined, wanted to do it so bad, taught myself how to do something, the power of the internet, everything's available to you. You literally put yourself in there and you will learn. I forced myself how to learn. I ended up writing 2 screenplays, and I go home in between semesters, and I had to sit down at the dinner table talking to my mom and dad, and they're like, oh, TJ, you're doing so great with football. You're going to be a football coach. Where have you tried to get a job? What are you thinking? And I go, Ma, Dad, I know this is going to crush you, but I really don't think I'm going to be a football coach anymore. I'm thinking I'm going to go move out to California and go be an actor. My mom starts hysterically crying at the table. I will never forget that. TJ, you worked so hard for this. You're going to just give it up? Nobody can become an actor. My dad, a little bit different. He said, good, get out of the house if you want to do that. Go live on your own. And I'm like, Dad, I was expecting that response from you, living with you for so many years. But guys, you got to trust me. You know my whole life. You know my work ethic. You know what I'm going to do. You know what I'm capable of. Trust me here. Have confidence in me. Support me. And let me, I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking for anything. I'm just asking for you to be my parents and support me in this decision. Of course, Italian family always going to have your back. That's how it should be. And my parents are like, hey, even though I disagree, let's go do it, TJ. Go be the next great actor. I moved out to California right after that. Well, I finished college, wrote another screenplay, and then I moved right out to California, and I started hustling my way to become the next big actor. I loved like the stoner comedies, like Seth Rogen, James Franco. You know those guys? Are those movies still big? Superbad was huge when I was a kid. So I loved those. Those are the type of screenplays I was writing. But I'm like, how am I going to put myself in this position to one day be the next big actor? I'm going to do everything that I've always done in my life because it's paid off. What is that, if you can't tell? I'm going to knock on a door, and I'm going to go present myself, and I'm going to go ask a question. So the next thing you know is I'm finding the biggest movie agencies, the talent agencies, and I got my friend who worked at a talent agency to put all my screenplays in WME booklets, and I'd be going knocking on doors, handing them my screenplay, making up a name, saying, hey, this assistant told me I had to come drop this off, and you could find everything on the internet. I would find some high-up guy's name there and say it was for this guy. None of that led to anything. But James Franco had a book signing. I bought 10 of his books. I'm making him sign every single one. I'm pitching him my screenplay. There's photos of that. It's great. Craig Robinson, he's in a band. I buy a table right by the front of it. I started tossing my screenplays at him as he's performing. Guy must have thought I was nuts. But these are the things that I'm doing to try to go become the next big actor. And all this ended up leading to this. I'm in acting class. My friend has a connection at ABC. His uncle's a producer. And he's like, go meet with him. Go have a conversation, see what you could do. So I talked to this guy, and he's like, listen, I think I can get you on background for General Hospital. Anybody know what that is? I figured some of the teachers might know what it is. It's a soap opera. You know what a soap opera is? I didn't know either. My first reaction, listen how funny this is. I said, I can't sing. There's no singing in soap operas. But that's what I said. He cracks up. He says, TJ, you're going to be amazing for this. I'm going to get you in. Just be yourself. You're going to crush it. So this is what I'm doing. I finally get in at playing background at General Hospital, and at the same time, we start talking about, me, Dylan, Rich, at college, about, hey, we could sell clothing. We did it in the past. We had a couple journeys in our college peddling some beer t-shirts. That's the truth. And we're like, hey, we can do something on our own. We could start a brand. What should we do? So we're sitting there and we're like, how is nobody starting a GOAT brand? It's all over social media. Tom Brady is being referenced on ESPN every single day about being the GOAT. It was Michael Jordan's 50th anniversary. Is he the GOAT? Is LeBron James the GOAT? And we're just sitting there like, how is this not a clothing brand? Look at the track record. You got a Lacoste, American Eagle. What was really starting to get big in Long Island was Vineyard Vines. What is the common theme between all these brands? Their logos are animals. So we're like sitting there and we're like, trust me, we're not three geniuses. We went to SUNY Cortland. We're like, why is nobody doing this? Why didn't someone put a GOAT on a t-shirt already and have the brand stand for greatest of all time? So right after that, Dylan, who is our creative guru, he mocks up Chuck the GOAT. That's the OG version right there. OG standing for original GOAT. And he goes, TJ, I'm putting two things on this GOAT. We're putting the crown and we're putting the shades. I love it, Dill. Why are we doing it? He goes, the crown's going to embody that he is the greatest of all time, but the shades are going to reflect that he's just an ordinary guy doing extraordinary things. And I'm like, this is genius. We might have heard it out of someone else's mouth, and that helped us come up with it. And we were talking about it before. Anybody know Jim Valvano? All right, well, he, in 1984, led NC State to an incredible college basketball run. They ended up winning March Madness. There's a documentary on ESPN. I suggest you watch it. And he had the team of ordinary people, and they ended up winning it all. And he gives a speech after, and he's talking about how there must be a reason why God put so many ordinary people on this planet. And that's because ordinary people do extraordinary things. And me, Dylan Rich, is sitting there fired up like, that's us. We're ordinary people. We're going to do extraordinary things. We're going to boom off this brand. We're going to take out Nike. And that was the start of GOAT USA. It was determination, passion, and just saying to ourselves, why is nobody doing this? There's a track record of success. We could just do it ourselves and go be the next big thing. Now, what's the difference? The difference is this. The difference is the work ethic. For 5 to 6 years after college, me, Dylan Rich, had no lives. No lives. All we would do was fold and package t-shirts, put them in a plastic bag, put them in a bin, and then put them in a U-Haul car. And we would do that every single day. I would do a lot of that. Dill would be on the computer finding us new tournaments to get into, and Rich was the logistics guru, figuring out how to ship the stuff all around. So this is what we're doing Monday through Friday, and then on the weekends, we're going to a local sporting event, popping up a tent, which you saw in that video, and talking to people, shaking their hand, introducing the brand the old school way. How many people told us to go on social media, go do Facebook ads? Pretty much every single person I talked to. We're sitting there going, no way. We are going to go shake the hands of people. We're going to talk to them, and we're going to go create something that they're never going to forget. And that's what we did at these tournaments. We created an experience that nobody forgot. You would go to a lacrosse event, and all they would talk about is the GOAT guys. Why did they talk about us? Who was the first tent vendor there? GOAT USA. Who was the guy greeting you in the morning while your kid's losing his shoulder pad and you're on your coffee and you're hardly up? This GOAT guy's already up, greeting me, saying hello. Tournaments going on. Where's my kid? Oh, he's at the GOAT tent. Oh, what's he doing over there? He's getting babysat by the GOAT guys. This is incredible. I love this. I'll just put all my kids with the GOAT tent. And that's what I used to say. GOAT USA was a clothing brand, entertainment service, and babysitting. And that's what we did at all these events. And we're still doing them today. I was doing this for 5 years, every single weekend, sleeping in a Marriott, Holiday Inn, hotel room. My boys are sending me Snapchats. Yo, dude, sick night. We stayed up till 3 a.m. We were doing all this. I'm waking up at 4:30 in the morning to get ready to go to a lacrosse tournament, looking at my Snapchat going, wow, I miss a sick night. But guess what? The reason why I share these stories and tell it how it really should be, because you guys are the right age where you could hear it and really understand it, is because all this sacrifice, this determination, this hard work, all of that led to this. Are my friends the ones up here today speaking? No. Do they have 9 retail stores now? One over in Menlo Park. Make sure you go to the mall and go check it out. No. I'm not saying my friends aren't doing well, but all this hard work, this sacrifice, this determination, working all these other jobs, doing the things that I didn't want to do, it put me in a position today to be my greatest version of myself. And I am so grateful for every single journey and experience that I had. I can't stress enough, and I know we're in the schools and we're on Chromebooks now, we're not even on textbooks, and you're reading and you're learning. Nothing's like experience. There's nothing getting up and doing it by yourself and making mistakes, failing, learning yourself. These are all things that got me prepared to start GOAT USA. And when the time came to start it and move forward and have all the negativity, oh, you can't start a brand, you can't do this. And trust me, there was haters out there. Guess what? I was so prepared for this moment. It was in one ear, out the other. I'm going to prove you wrong, and watch this. And that's the type of mindset that everybody should have over here. You can do anything you put your mind to. It's seriously true. Now, if you just put your mind to it, you're not going to do it. You got to put the hard work behind it. You got to figure out, what does that mean? How am I actually going to execute this? I need to do this, that, and that. All right, good. Now while I'm doing this, I'm missing something. That's fine. Trust me. You'll be all right. These are the stories, the experiences that I want to share with you. Because I was your age, I sat in the auditorium listening to a motivational speaker that nobody wanted to listen to. I hope today you guys go back with this and remember, and not just think I'm a loudmouth sweating up here, and you can actually understand that this stuff will pay off. You do all this and you take a step back, I promise you're going to be very happy with the results. So that's my story. I didn't even really talk about GOAT USA and what we're doing today. I'll share a couple stories of things that got us to where we are today. One of my favorite stories with starting GOAT USA was we were about a year in. We're dealing with the screen printer. And he goes, TJ, I have no shirts for you. And I'm sitting there like, what do you mean you have no shirts? You told me these are going to be ready by this date. How are they not ready? Now we had 6 tournaments that weekend. You know what, Richie, he goes, can we just come to your screen printing factory and come print it ourselves? We've never screen printed a shirt in our lives. We went up there that week to this screen printer and we started screen printing t-shirts all by ourselves, teaching ourselves, inviting all our friends, making assembly lines, folding and packaging t-shirts, putting them in the U-Haul. I went straight from upstate all the way to Pennsylvania, 6 hours on no sleep. I got to the hotel at 4:30, put my head down, alarm went off at 4:45. I go to the tournament, I worked the whole weekend. I didn't sleep. These are all, and there's many stories like this throughout GOAT USA. You think I thought to myself, I'm tired? No. The only thing I thought to myself was, thank God my dad has been telling me to wake up early every single day of my life because I'm not tired right now. It's go time. Let's go get it. So that's how these things that happened early in my life paid off while we were starting GOAT USA. And there's so many more stories like that. And I can't stress enough that your hard work, your sacrifice, and your determination will pay off one day. But it's just will put you in a better spot to be successful. All we can ask for in life is an opportunity. Nothing is given to you. You got to go out there and go get it yourself. So let's clap it up for that. All right. So if you can't tell, I like to have a good time even though I work a lot. And I want to be like my father and give the right advice, even if you don't want to hear it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open it up to the floor, and you can ask me any question you want. It could be about starting GOAT USA. It could be about life, whatever it may be. Go ahead, ask it. But if you're getting up and asking a question, you cannot be shy. You need to get up, introduce yourself, tell me your name, and make sure I hear your question. So we'll start. Tara's going to go around.
All right, first question, here we go. So you gotta say your name, introduce yourself.
My name is Lucas Urigliato.
Lucas.
And my question for you is, what was your most powerful moment at GOAT USA?
What was my most powerful moment at GOAT USA? What do we mean by powerful moment? Like, whatever I want it to mean? I think a powerful moment for us was Dick's Sporting Goods calling up or emailing us and asking to carry our brand. That was like, oh my God, we got a really big retailer reaching out to us to come carry GOAT USA. So that was super powerful. And the second thing that was powerful was getting my own warehouse. For the first time in my life, I could sit there and pay for my own warehouse. And if mom and dad are screaming at me, I could be like, all right, I'm out of here. I'm going to go here and I'm going to go sleep. I had my own place to sleep. I finally provided something for myself. I had shelter. I could buy my own food. So those are the two most powerful moments I've had so far at GOAT USA.
All right, I got one right here.
Hi, my name's Brooke. My question is, why did you name it Chuck?
Chuck. All right. We named Chuck the GOAT because he's a chucker. So how it became to be was actually Dylan, who's my business partner. That guy doesn't know how to pass a basketball. So I used to call him Chuck McGlock because every single time you gave him the ball, he would be chucking it up. So I called him Chuck McGlock. And then we started calling all the guys in the NBA chuckers. Now, you're not going to know these names. Jamal Crawford? Yep. Let's go. Gary Neal? Gary Neal, who's on the Spurs. He was a chucker. But then who came on the scene and made it famous? LeBron. No, Steph Curry. Steph Curry became the ultimate chucker, chucking it from half court and making threes. And it's funny. It's like you have who's going to change the game of basketball? LeBron James is the guy. Guess who actually changed the game of basketball? It was the guy who was under-recruited, too small to play even though he's 6'4". He's the guy who changed the NBA and turned it into what it is today. And we used to call him Chuck Curry. So when Dill mocks up the GOAT and goes, yo, what do you want to call it? All three of us, unanimous, Chuck, it was. So that's how he became his name, God's name.
Hi, my name is
Ina. Have you ever thought about going on Shark Tank?
Shark Tank, yes. We tried out for Shark Tank in 2019. We got to the second round, and then in 2020, COVID hit. They shut the whole thing off. Nothing happened. I seriously say it was a blessing in disguise. Thank God I have all the confidence in the world we actually would have went on the show, but I had no confidence that if a problem happened, that Mark Cuban was going to pick up his phone. So I'm very happy that we ended up not getting on Shark Tank and having investors. And today, GOAT USA is owned by 3 people and 3 people only. And that's not going to change until I'm out. So we love it. Me, Dylan, Rich work amazing together. That doesn't mean we always have the same views or think the same things to the company, but being best friends and being great business partners and understanding that everybody always wants the best for the company, you get to have great conversations and you end up usually making the right decision and sometimes the wrong one, but you'll figure it out.
my name is AJ. Alright, if you had to go back in time and change anything or do anything different, would you?
Yeah, I wouldn't have stopped going to the gym. I would have kept going to the gym. That's definitely one thing I would have did. I stopped that and forget about it, going back to the gym now. But from GOAT USA, no, seriously, I'm very happy every single mistake we've made because that's the only way we've learned. We learn by messing up. So I'm happy that all these things that happened to me, maybe in that day I'm not happy, but after it, that thing pops up again and you're like, all right, I've already been through this. I've been burnt. Like, I'm not going to do that again. So I'm very happy for everything that's happened so far.
Go ahead, I have a couple more too. Can you do one here?
Hello, my name is Sebastian Peralta, and first things first, my brother's a big fan of your company, and today's his birthday.
Let's go.
And second thing, since your company is based on the GOAT, in all the sports, what's the GOAT for you, like in every single sport?
Who's your goat? I like that.
Who's my GOAT in life or sports? In all sports, who's my GOAT? Ah, man, I'm a Mets fan, so Jacob deGrom was my boy. I know that's not going to be. deGrom was the GOAT.
Who's your goat in life? You gotta do the life one.
My GOAT in life, and listen, I know this is like, oh, everybody says this. Oh, but seriously, without a doubt, it's my dad. That guy told me how it is every single day of life. And trust me, 99% of the stuff I didn't want to hear, but today, I'm very grateful he told me all these things. So he's definitely my GOAT. He's helped me be the man I am today, and he got me prepared for the world.
My name is Sean McBride. I was just wondering.
That's a good name.
You like it?
Yeah.
Thank you. I was wondering, when you started the company, what did you think your target audience was going to be?
Target audience. This is a great question. So everybody would go, oh, GOAT USA, who's your target audience? And I would sit there foolishly going, well, I think everybody wears T-shirts, so it's everybody. and that's still how I think today. I think that, hey, listen, everybody should be wearing GOAT USA. But listen, no, now that I've learned a little bit more, we're an athletic lifestyle brand, but we are built for the family. So that's why a lot of people play sports, but even if you don't, you're watching sports. So it's a family brand and it's meant for everybody. Let's go.
And then I have two over here.
Yes.
You spoke a lot about your time.
Yeah. No, that's good. With the banana cream, let's go.
You spoke a lot about your journey creating GOAT USA. If you could fast forward 5 years from now, where do you want GOAT to grow? What would a successful 5 years be from now until then?
So today, we're a little bit better at pre-planning now, so I have a good idea of where GOAT USA is going to be next year, but I don't know where it's going to be the year after that. So in 5 years, this is how I envision it. GOAT USA is going to be nationwide with over 100 stores, expanding from the East Coast to West Coast. We're going to be in every single retailer that we want to be in, and we are going to be one of the biggest brands competing with the Nikes, the Under Armours, and every brand that Lululemon, whatever it may be. That is the plan. That was always the mindset. Now, hey, listen, I don't know exactly where it'll be in 5 years, but that's end goal, and every single day we're striving towards that goal. So go to Menlo Park and help us out.
My name is Vino. How much did you make when you first started?
All right, how much money did I make when I first started? I didn't pay myself for 4 years. Every single dollar we made at GOAT USA went right back into the company. We would hire employees before me, Dylan, Rich started taking money out for ourselves. And that's the mindset that we had. We said, hey, in the end, everything's going to be fine and we're going to be fine in life. There's no reason to take anything now. Let's go give it to our people. Let's go help grow this company, put the right people in place, and in the end, everything's going to work out, and it's still how we think today. So 4 years of not paying yourself, done all right over the last 5 years, but it was a lot of hard work and not getting paid to get this brand up and running.
Hi, my name is John, right here.
Where am I looking?
Right here.
Oh.
Can I have a job?
Yes. All right, so you come to Menlo Park. Let's start off right at the retail store because that's how I started. Everybody who starts at, not everybody, but most people at GOAT USA, you know how you start? I put you in the warehouse and you learn how to put a shirt in a bin and you learn how to drive to a tournament and then you sell as a live event salesman and then you go into a retail store and you learn how to work hard and talk to people. So those are the first two things. So if you want to start here today, GOAT USA, you email team at GOAT USA, you say that you met TJ speaking. I want to start off as a GOAT at Menlo Park. And you go to Menlo Park and you learn how to talk to people and sell a product.
I will.
Let's do it.
Funny enough, I had a couple of kiddos back here, same question they were going to ask. So look at that, they learned a lesson.
What, same question?
They asked the same question,
Oh.
you all want jobs.
Come out.
All want jobs.
Come work for, come to GOAT USA.
Here we go.
You guys are the future. We want you.
Hi, my name is Jack. If you sold your company right now, how much money would it sell for?
My man in a GOAT shirt. Stand up. That's what I would be doing. I'd be partying on a yacht. But I have no plans of selling anytime soon. I love waking up and doing this every single day. And now we got so many great people part of our team that it's not just me working for myself. I got everybody else that I got to work hard for and make sure that they're providing for their families and stuff. So there's no plans of selling. Me, Dylan, Rich are going to keep taking this GOAT to the top of the mountain.
Hello.
You like that?
Hello.
Who else?
My name is TJ.
Oh, let's go, the future.
I was wondering, who's your go to basketball?
Who's my go-to? I love Steph. Before Steph Curry, it was Tim Duncan, the big fundamental. You know him?
That's horrible.
That's horrible? I don't know. Stats would say it's not horrible. Some would say that he's a GOAT. So Tim Duncan was my GOAT growing up. I'm a Steph Curry guy, if you can't tell, with the logo being named Chuck. So those are my two favorite. But now that I'm the biggest Knicks fan ever, season tickets and everything, how could you not love our boy Jalen Brunson? You know, he's the boy. So Bird's a GOAT. We love Bird. So those are my guys right now.
All right, we're going to wrap it up. I have one final question.
Talk to me, Tara.
I have one final question. You gave us a lot of advice today.
Yes.
A lot of advice, told us your story. So give us the one have-to-have takeaway from what you shared today.
Okay. I hope what you could take away from here today after all my talk is this, that your hard work will pay off. It's not guaranteed, but it really will pay off. And life, that is life. Doing things that you don't want to do, putting a smile on your face, working hard, and getting through the day. I've watched my dad wake up at 4:30 in the morning every single day, parents working, my friends' parents, they're working today. That's what everybody's doing. So always, 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 always work hard, and it will pay off. So that's my takeaway, as well as get a job. And how I would like to wrap this up is this. So Chuck the GOAT and GOAT USA, yeah, it stands for the greatest of all time, but as you heard in that video, you really could be the greatest at anything. You could be the greatest actor, firefighter, cop, neighbor, salesman, student, it doesn't matter. Not everybody's going to be the greatest athlete. So you got to walk away from here and say, I'm going to be the greatest version of myself. Because that's what everybody is capable of, is waking up, being polite, respecting other people, and working hard. Everybody in this room is capable of that. So I'm asking you, do you want to accept the challenge of being the GOAT? All right. Since you accepted the challenge, this is what we're doing now. We said that, hey, and I think they were on the chairs already. Since I knew everybody was going to accept the challenge, what we're going to do is we're going to hook everybody up with their own sticker pack. You got the OG, the original GOAT. You got the Freedom GOAT, the Parents of GOAT USA. And you got your very own Crusaders GOAT. It should be the last one there. All right. Two things about that. If you put it on the back of the phone, you'll never drop a call. If you put it on the back of your car, you get better miles to the gallon. Just letting you know. So that's what you can do with the stickers. But better than the stickers is this. After this goat was so dope, we said that, hey, we can't just leave it as a sticker. So we decided to link up with the PTA, and we made our very own Cristina goat shirts. Yeah! All right. All right. So it's for a great cause. I don't know how the PTA works and what class it's for, but every shirt that you order, it will be kicking back money towards the PTA that will help everybody in here do extra activities, whatever it may be. But more importantly than that is I want everybody in this room repping the GOAT proudly. Because that's what we do over at GOAT USA. We rep it proudly, and it gives you this feeling of I'm invincible, I can do anything, I am the GOAT. So that's what it's all about. I want to make sure that you guys get your own Crusader GOAT shirts. How are they available? They're on a website?
Guys, just give them one more minute. Yep, so this afternoon after school's out, I'm going to drop a link to all your families and to you guys, and you'll be able to buy them.
All right, so if you want to,
And t-shirts.
there's sweatshirts too. Is the sweatshirt? Yeah. So, listen, if you want a t-shirt, if you want a sweatshirt, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go home tonight. You're going to talk to your parents. You're going to say, Ma, Dad, there was this crazy man on the stage, but guess what? He told me to get a job. That's what he told me. You go home and you do that, and you tell them the story of TJ Cristina. You tell them about what GOAT USA is all about. And you say that I'm going to go get a job. Ma, Dad, may I please get a t-shirt, sweatshirt, and rep the brand. You do that, and there's no guarantees, but I think that you'll get a t-shirt or sweatshirt. So let's clap it up.
Thank you,